Thank you for staying with us. Now, the Access Bank, a wholly owned subsidiary of Access Bank Holdings Plc, is a leading full-service commercial bank operating through a network of more than 700 branches and service outlets spanning across 3 continents, 24 countries, and over 60 million customers. The Access Bank Plc recently held a graduate program, entry-level training program, and last week the bank, now I'm joined by the country head of human resources, Edwina Hashikutuva, in the studio to share more about that program. Is it good morning or good afternoon? But nonetheless, Edwina, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
That's great. Now, just to take us through this graduate program, as you know, here in Namibia, we do see at times with skills shortage and so on. And I see that the Access Bank is now entering in that space that is now to skill locals. So just take us through the program.
Thank you very much. So firstly, I just want to highlight that Access Bank is 100% owned by Access Holdings Plc, which with our head office that is in Nigeria, Lagos. Okay, so as we all know that unemployment is very high in Namibia, and if you look at high unemployment rate, 70% of the unemployment rate is actually amongst our youth. All right, if I'm saying youth, I am referring to the age category between 20 and 25, because those are the recent graduates that graduate and they stay at home without any job. And on the other hand, Namibia sits with a serious skills shortage as a country. So the graduate program was introduced by Access Bank, firstly to develop its workforce. As well as to shape our culture right from the entry level. Culture is very important in any organization. We felt that why don't we give attention to this serious shortage that we have in Namibia? So we ran this project over a period of 30 days. And we advertised the program. It required any graduate to apply. So graduates in position of a BTech degree, NQF level 7 in any field. All right. The purpose is because we did not want to restrict it to any specific field. We wanted all the graduates to be open or to be able to participate in this wonderful opportunity.
Now, you referred to the culture, which I'm sure is now the workplace culture from the onset. So what else does the program entail in terms of what areas does it cover for one to, at the end of the day, be a graduate of this particular program?
So it is, the graduate program is part of our workforce model. Okay, it's part of our workforce model. So the program allows any graduate in any field to participate or to apply for the role, because we have seen in the past where someone, for instance, have studied statistics or mathematics and they end up either in human resources or in finance or treasury function. And that is because we are saying we want to recruit for attitude and not necessarily for experience. So we are saying that our young graduates that are sitting at home with no work experience, come to us. We are willing to develop and train you for future leadership functions.
So for this year alone that you said the program has been over the span of 30 days. So for this particular program, how many applied and then how did the process go?
So we received about over 1,000 applications across the board, and it's applicants from our Namibian universities as well as South African universities. So, and in the end, the successful candidates were, unfortunately for this year alone, 38 that will be taking through to Lagos, Nigeria, for their training program. So, just to take you through the training program entails 3 months on-the-job training, as well as 3 months classroom or theoretical training. So they are set to leave Namibia to Nigeria on the 22nd of this month to start their training, and then they'll be back in country again on the 5th of April. The company caters for all the logistics, the flights, the accommodation, as well as food, and everything is catered for by the company. And the company as well will be giving a stipend to every graduate while they are in Nigeria for their training program.
For the duration. Now, Edwina, it seems like it's a fully fledged program that is of use in the Namibian job market. Now, does the program have any partnership with local institutions? Because you did mention that the graduates are also from the other tertiary institutions that are eligible to apply in the long run.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, we are in partnership with UNAM, NAST, as well as IUM. We felt it very important for us to partnership with our universities in Namibia, because on top of the graduate program, that what we'll be offering is also the internship, which is traditionally already that exists in Namibia. However, we all know that we don't really have a graduate program, as we say, in Namibia, and Access will be doing this for the very first time, a very first of its kind, and we're so excited about this program.
And then I would also want to hear the success stories of the parents of the bursary holders, because that's also, when we come back from the insert, that's also what we will talk about in terms of funding challenges that students or those who would want to access tertiary education in this country do have. And I see your program also catering to that aspect. But first, let's listen to the success stories. Let's hear from the horse's mouth.
I am grateful to the Access Bank for granting our children this great opportunity to go further their studies in Nigeria. I am a parent to Stephanus Weyulu, and he will be leaving to Lagos very soon. Access Bank is opening doors of employment and contributing immensely to the country's development. May God lead our children's journey, and may they return to plow back into the community. My children got an opportunity to go study in Nigeria through the Access Bank bursary. It brings me so much joy that my children are one of the selected students.
I studied finance and economics in undergrad at the University of Cape Town. I did an honours in economics, and I'm currently finishing my master's in economic development. When this opportunity by Access Bank came around, I didn't really know what to expect, because it's not a bank that I've really heard of within the Namibian space. But then hearing that they are starting a bank, they're an African bank trying to spread its wings throughout the African continent, I felt like it was an opportune moment for me to be able to be a part of that.
Well, those are just some of the success stories by the bursary holders, as well as the parents of the graduates expressing excitement on the initiative. I am still joined by the head of Human Resources, Edwina Hashikutuva. Now, Edwina, listening to the beneficiaries as well as their parents, what do you make of their expectations from the parent side and also the students?
The students, both the students and the parents, are really very excited for this program, and I'm excited too. So one thing that I just want to mention, the beauty part of this program, it does not only focus on the current required skills of the graduates, but it takes the graduates through the future requirements as well of the business. For instance, throughout the program, the graduates will be provided through mentorship program, performance management training and development, so forth, so that we are able to prepare our workforce for future leadership program, which is really the main reason for this program.
And now tell me, will their employment, for example, once they complete the studies or the reskilling or retooling of themselves, will they be confined to work only for the Access Bank and its subsidiaries, or are they free to explore into other sectors, into other companies?
Oh, thank you for that question. So, firstly, only those ones that are going to graduate from this program, one step back. So, while they are in Nigeria for their program, there will be theoretical, classroom. They will be required to do assignments and tests, and in the end, write an exam. And they are all expected to pass that exam and graduate in the end. So, all students or graduates that are going to graduate are guaranteed a permanent job in Namibia when they come back. Okay, so thereafter we are going to make sure that we continue to train and develop them, and we are going to be supporting them, throughout the program for future leadership roles, as I've mentioned here. So it's really a great initiative, because if I can, just bring this in, the program has been successful in the past, because even our current executive on the Namibian project came in through that specific training program some years back, and through the training and development and mentoring, today he's sitting in a very senior position, and that is really the whole idea. And the growth aspect is not only limited to Namibia alone. They can grow throughout the country, because we are really preparing this talent pool for Namibia as well as for the rest of Africa.
Now, Edwina, as we are heading to the end of this interview, let's look at the ratio aspect. I know that in a country such as ours, we do have, and every year when these tertiary institutions, the local ones, release statistics, women tend to be more to obtain qualifications as opposed to men. Is that a consideration also for your program?
Thank you. Yes, it is always a consideration as we work as a country to contribute to gender-based and also in line with our affirmative action expectation. That is a consideration, but in the end, it also depends on the type of talent pool that you are receiving in the program. So at this point in time, yes, it was a consideration, but if you look at the ratios, I will say yes, there was a reasonable balance from both genders.
From both sides. Well, thank you so much for that update, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
All right then, and I'm sure that as many Namibians are watching, that they will be knocking on your doors with regard to more information. Where can they access this information?
Thank you very much. The information is readily available. We do have our social media handles, so they are more than welcome to reach out. And we'll be happy to respond to all their needs or their queries. Thank you very much.